Hey guys, so this is pretty much like my first YouTube video I think I've ever done, like honestly, because I've done videos and I've posted like on Facebook, but not like on YouTube. So like this is definitely like new for me, but I want to be transparent. I want to be vulnerable. I don't really care about like the way I look. Obviously, you see that I don't have any makeup on. My hair's up in a bun. Like I really, honestly, this is just the way it is for me. Like most of the time, I've worked from home, and this is just the way it's gonna be for me. I don't really care what anyone has to say about me. I'm not the type of person that really cares about what other people think about me because I just know who I am, my worth. I know, I'm a child of God. I know, like, how I perceive myself. So I don't need anyone to tell me, who I am. So, a topic that I really want to discuss with women, well, I would say young girls and women, just because this is just something that I feel like is on my heart to discuss and something that we really need to think about for the year that we're in, 2021 and beyond. Like, this is just getting to the point where it's got to be discussed. This is something that I feel like I've been needing to give advice on. I'm not the type to always want to give advice, but I like to. I that's just something like about me that I like to do. I'm leadership oriented. I'm goal driven. Like I just have that in me. So if you want to listen, that's great. I'd love for you to, just because I feel like a lot of women could benefit from what I have to say. A lot of young girls and women. And especially if you're trying to kind of be on a different page in 2021 and you really want to like change your way of like thinking and you want your mental health to get better. And like there's just a lot of things that like we have to work on as individuals. So if you really want to be serious about it, I would definitely listen to what I have to say to you about this. Okay, so I have been in a lot of relationships, I would say, since the age of 16, 17 years old. And I have been through a lot of abusive relationships, I guess you could say. Like, I really have been in that situation. And I'm someone that I could say myself that I've dealt with domestic violence, I've dealt with being mentally, emotionally, and verbally abused. I was never physically abused, but I was threatened many times by, past boyfriends. Well, more like one past boyfriend, fiance that I had. So I just want you guys to think about yourself, like to just think about yourself. When I say that, I mean like really take a look at who you are and like what you deserve. Because I feel like these days, a lot of young girls, I would say from the age of like teenage, teenager, like maybe 15, maybe 14 even, up to the age of like 50. Like I feel like we are settling for less than what we deserve and we are tolerating bullshit. Okay, I'm just going to say that bluntly because it's happening and this isn't something that you guys should be surprised about. Like this is just happening and it's happening so rapidly and so bad these days. I feel like there's multiple women and there's multiple abusive relationships out there. There's so many. And I feel like women need to start standing up for themselves. And I know it doesn't sound like the easiest thing, just because you might be in a relationship where you really can't, or you really can't get out of it. You really don't have anyone to help you. I don't know exactly your situation. But I was in that situation where I didn't have people to help me and I had to do it on my own. Like I had to literally pack my shit. I had to leave and start over. And sometimes that's what you have to do. And like what I'm trying to get at is as women, we have to love ourselves enough and we have to be able to stand up for ourselves, meaning we cannot allow like the abuse, we cannot allow the mistreatment, the disrespect. We cannot allow it Because if we allow it, what we actually are doing is we are teaching them, meaning boys, not men, because men aren't going to disrespect you, aren't going to go behind your back, aren't going to treat you like shit, aren't going to break your trust or anything that's going to destroy you and hurt you. Real men, authentic, loving men are not going to do that to you. Men that deserve you are not going to do that to you. So when I say boys, I mean like they're boys because they're not men yet. So what we're like allowing is we're allowing them to treat us badly and to put us in those situations. We're teaching them that it's okay. And that's what I'm trying to say is like what I've learned is we cannot do that to ourselves. Like we cannot be like, okay, you can treat me badly, you can do this, you could do that, and it's okay because I love you that much. No, that's not what we need to do. We do not need to do that. That's just the whole point is we have to stand up for ourselves. We have to teach them that it's not okay. Because if we're teaching them that it is okay, we are actually the reason why they are continually doing that to us, or they're continually mistreating us, treating us badly, disrespecting us, doing things behind our back, breaking our trust, all the things that come with relationships that shouldn't come with relationships. We should not sit there and say, okay, it's fine. It's totally fine for you to treat me this way and to disrespect me and hurt me the way you are. No. Because a lot of those guys that are doing that, I hate to say this, but they are narcissists most likely. They're narcissists, or they don't love themselves enough. They're not where they need to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like they're just not where they need to be. And if we allow that and we continually stay in their lives, they're going to continually hurt us. So that's what I've learned in my life, in the past 10 years of my life. I've learned that is the case. That is what is happening because we have control of ourselves. We are not weak. Women are not weak. Do not think in your mind or in your head that you're weak, because we're not. We're strong. We're independent. We love ourselves. We should love ourselves enough. We have a Father in heaven. Like, I am a Christian, so like, I believe that, my worth is in God alone, and like no man can define me other than God. God is the only one. So we need to stop thinking that this is just the way it is and we deserve it, or just thinking that it's okay. It's not okay. That's the whole point. What they do to us and how they're treating us is not okay. And we have to be willing to stand up and actually know what we deserve and say no. And that's the whole point, is we have to be willing to be strong enough and independent enough as well. And once we say no and we walk away from it, that's when we're able to really, truly be devoted and loving ourselves the way that God would want us to love ourselves, and just knowing our worth and knowing what we deserve from there on. Don't lose that. Like, don't lose that perception of yourself that, that you deserve the best, because you do. Every woman who has ever, I would say every woman in the universe or in the world deserves the best. We're queens. We deserve love. We deserve respect. We don't deserve anything that's below that. We should not be settling for that, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that if we did start treating ourselves the way we are, which is queens, like if we start actually treating ourselves as queens and knowing that we deserve the best, we deserve love, we deserve to be loved, we don't deserve anything below that. We don't. If we started doing that, a lot of these men would start to change. And I'm just saying that because it's the truth. And a lot of the reason why there's so many men out there that are not willing to change, that are, they're lost, they're doing these things that we don't understand why, like drugs, alcohol, porn, whatever it is that they're addicted to. They're doing it because they have people in their lives that are allowing it and they think it's okay. They have other people in their lives that they're, trying to be cool for, whatever it may be. But it's like